Good morning and welcome back to the start of the second day of our virtual APNE 2020. I hope you are all back and feeling refreshed and ready to go with more workshops and one-to-one meetings today. Yesterday we had discussions with our airport parking managers and these covered topics such as dealing with the low footfall and strategic pricing for the times, planning for the future and implementing COVID-19 measures and creating opportunities. General consensus from the airport side was that low footfall is a very real situation for all at this moment, and new ideas have to be brought forward to capture parkers who wouldn't usually use airport parking facilities. I hope that you gained some insight into this yesterday, and we will be able to take this knowledge forward after our event. Today we offer more workshops and networking opportunities. Workshops today include topics such as increasing non-aeronautical revenues from fewer passengers, creating seamless user experience, identifying new revenue streams, smart parking solutions, LPR and more. It's not too late to take a seat at sessions if you have a free slot, and I would encourage you to take part in as many workshops as you can. Don't forget that the attendee list is available for you to make connections with your airport peers, and that our solution and service providers may use this to invite you to free networking slots they may have throughout the day. Keep an eye out for any numbers appearing in the pink menu button at the top right of your dashboard, as these will be notifications for connection or networking requests. Also, towards the end of the session you're in, you will see a timer and a pop-up will appear to remind you of your next session. Please remember to activate this pop-up so that you will be taken automatically to the next session in your agenda. If you get lost at any point during the day, simply click on the My Sessions button underneath your profile picture and you will see a list of location links. Just find the right one for the time and click on it to be taken to your session. You can contact us if you have any problems by email at events@parking-net.com or give us a call on our office number at 0031 43 362 8042. Before we start today's agenda, let's see how COVID-19 has affected our solution and service providers.
At present, the biggest challenge for the parking industry is obviously the impact of COVID-19. There is a massive reduction in vehicle traffic. TomTom's numbers show that we're currently at about 10 to 20% of the normal levels. This leads to a massive loss in revenues for short-term parking, which are down by roughly 90%. Event parking is down to zero. In the short term, parking operators have to deal with cash flow issues just like any other business. Perhaps Corona is the alarm bell that the parking industry needed to make it more resilient. With a better use of assets and higher efficiency in managing them.
I'm sitting here alone in my office in the middle of the pandemic, and obviously that's got to be the number one thing out there. And I guess the question facing the parking industry is, how do you make your operations more resilient to the rapid changes that have happened? The complete loss of revenue. At the same time, you need to have service. How do you make your operation work when demand and revenues are going to be going up and down at an unprecedented pace? I don't know if I have an answer to it, but that certainly is a good question for all of us as we go forward.
The parking industry is facing difficult times. Our clients are experiencing a sharp drop in revenue, and in some countries, services have been stalled due to lockdowns. S&B has installed business continuity plans for all global entities. These establish strict health and safety guidelines for our employees and ensure that at all times we will be able to support and service our clients. We are and will be your reliable partner. Let's manage this global challenge together.
The consequences of the coronavirus crisis will remain for a long time. So some of the new action and prevention protocols are being taken will continue for a long time even if the confinement situation ends. So the recommendations for extreme risk prevention also affect parking facilities. And here, smart parking technology can make it easier for users to provide minimum personal interaction. If you can make it easier for users to reserve their parking space and pay for it from the mobile phone without having any kind of interaction with any person or machine, everything ends up being much more aseptic and a more direct user experience.
We've seen that as drivers return to town centres, they crave safe and convenient parking experiences, and we've noticed that parking payment by mobile app has grown faster and stronger than conventional card payment, possibly because it allows touch-free interaction with the parking terminal. At NMI, we suggest that the new generation of mobile payment methods, including pay by QR code, made popular by restaurants during the COVID crisis, will expand its reach into on-street parking. NFC tags embedded into signage will also become more commonplace as more and more mobile devices can access this technology to initiate an instant payment from a mobile wallet like Apple Pay or Google Pay.
I think that the next few months will be anybody's guess. With the pandemic going back and forth, it's very difficult to say how things develop in the short term. Of course, probably everybody within the industry hopes that the business would start to normalize quickly. On the other hand, with a little bit longer perspective, it's possible that at least some parking segments could change significantly. Right now, the way we work or travel has dramatically changed, and should that change or even part of it be permanent, it would reform parking. In some cases, overall demand could decrease, but as always, there would probably be new opportunities, for example, through shared parking. So yep, interesting parking times ahead, but I think that we just need to make the right decisions.
In this changing socioeconomic environment impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, the parking industry is not an exception. The discussion in the parking community is all about how to ensure parking safety and to generate revenue in case the pandemic continues. The answer to the first question, our customer safety, are new technologies that enable contactless and touchless reservations, parking access, and payments. These technologies are automatic license plate recognition coupled with mobile payment systems. The answer to the revenue question, we need intelligent solutions that monitor parking lot utilization and enable parking sharing between variable peak hours of business customers, commercial and residential garages, restaurants, hotels, hospitals, and retail outlets in the area.
A worldwide crisis has a tendency to accelerate existing trends, not to completely change them. And we all are facing this current crisis and suffer under the consequences. People want to feel safe, and so they prefer to travel by car rather than by public transport. Parking has now the duty to support this need of security and has to put it at first place. This means to offer less touch points and support pre-booking, contactless payments, and other hygienic measures. In going the new normal, Worldline believes that contactless payments will enjoy the largest increase of all.
As funny as it may sound, the biggest adaptation that I've made during the COVID-19 pandemic is the switch from an audio-only conference call to a video Zoom call, and how comfortable I've become using two-way video myself, and how important it's become to me that I have the ability to see all of the people or all of my colleagues or even my customers via video versus just doing an audio-only conference call.
We swiftly implemented our business continuation plans for both our 20 or so UK office staff and also our site-based teams, where additional COVID-19 safety measures were immediately introduced. This has put new pressure on all of us. Speaking personally, juggling work and homeschooling is a huge challenge, but I'm delighted to say that we're all coping well. In fact, the situation seems to have brought out the best in everyone and has resulted in an even more determined team spirit. Our suppliers continue to support us, which is enabling us to complete live projects.
At CCV, adapting to the new COVID world has been about not panicking and taking reasonable steps to keep short-term costs down. Also, using the opportunity to complete projects that are normally hard to get to and will pay dividends once we're back on track. I found it great to schedule dedicated time to think about opportunities that will come out of the new normal. And now that I'm in more video contact with customers than was previously the case, making sure I have a decent backdrop for conference calls.
I think I've adapted quite well to COVID-19. From a work perspective, it's been quite good. We have a very strong team. They can adapt really well and work well from home. Obviously, the biggest challenge has been having 2 young children in the house, so trying to split between work and family, but I think it's worked out really well.
At Survision, we decided to react to the COVID-19 pandemic by doing everything we can to maintain our operations and to guarantee products and services to our partners. We realize how LPR can play an important role in this touchless era in parking. Thanks to the fact that our cameras are manufactured close to our offices, we were able to quickly send additional stocks to our warehouses. The logistics team has been amazing in being always present to ship products while the rest of the company is working from home. We are proud of the fact that we are keeping 100% of our employees, and we are still hiring more.
Astura Technologies is a technological company, so fortunately, system development was an easy thing to move to home office. As a Hungarian company, we did most of our discussions with partners and customers online, so there really was no big change in our daily lives. It really was business as usual from day one in the new home office setup. What we do miss, however, is being together with the team and meeting peers, partners and customers at events. So we are looking forward to be free to travel again.
The pandemic, not my favorite subject and probably not yours. It's affected us all both personally and professionally. For many years now, I've been able to blend my schedule between an office and home office environments. The transition's been easy. Our industry, unfortunately, has taken a hit. I believe we are all painfully aware of the numbers. The good news is, parking will come out of this stronger than ever. Estimates project personal vehicle usage will dramatically increase, while mass transit and TNCs will see significant decrease in ridership. So stay positive, be safe, we'll get through this together.
I believe that during the coronavirus crisis, we are all looking for any and all positives. A silver lining that has emerged for our organization has been the ability for us to re-examine our business practices, both internally and externally. It has allowed us more time to strengthen and grow key relationships, which we are confident will allow us to emerge from this crisis a better and stronger company.
The silver linings of coronavirus have been that there is a huge uptake in the need for mobile payments and the need for safer, more efficient parking transactions. The virus has increased adoption and the need for frictionless parking technologies, which serve to protect patrons and to promote public health. With frictionless parking, the driver does not need to touch any equipment, and facilities with frictionless technologies in place are at a huge advantage in this new world of parking.
There have been some silver linings in the coronavirus outbreak in that we've seen many companies starting to invest in mobile solutions to get customer engagement outside of the 4 walls of a building and at car side, both from parking and other sorts of solutions where you want to be able to engage with the customer without them having to get out of their car. And with the advent of hardware as a service, these investments now cost little to nothing, but allow them to expand, maintain safety and social distancing.
There is finally a realization, specifically in parking, that things need to be reimagined. So when I say the piece reimagined, there's always been, folks like myself that have thought long about the reimagining of what the future of parking looks like. But it has forced the hand for those that were once very closed and tight. It has forced them to think differently if they want to survive. Everyone's looking at how do we survive in this new market, in this new industry, in this new normal, and it is in the reimagination of how their world outlook looks.
I really hope that we have achieved our aim this year of offering you all a space in which the airport parking community can stay connected. We hope we will hear from you throughout the rest of the year so we can see how things progress at your airports, and if you need anything from our side at Parking Network, you can always contact us at events@parking-net.com. Thank you for joining us once more for APNE, and we look forward to seeing you all in person next year in Madrid.